Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Reporter's Notebook. Now, it's been quite a while since we've jumped into the digital studio and done a Reporter's Notebook. So, for those of you who've maybe never watched a Reporter's Notebook before, it's a really fun segment, sort of towards the end of our workdays. We get to bring in some coworkers in here at the digital studio and dive a little deeper into the stories that they cover for you guys each and every day here in Eastern North Carolina. So, today I am joined by a new face for Reporter's Notebook, but definitely not a new face for WNCT. If you watch our nightly news channel as well as our weekend reports, we have Miss Caitlin Richards with us here in the digital studio. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Glad to hear it.
I'm
We're at
tired.
the end of our work day, so it's a little like well, let's get into the stories that you covered for today. You had two stories, which is what our MMJs do on a regular daily basis. They turn two stories for you guys each and every day. And so, Caitlin, one of the stories you covered was about a local soup kitchen soup making competition, which I'm very excited to hear about. I think that sounds so cool, as well as a little something talking with local officials about sort of the discrepancies between, different types of masks. So let's get right into the soup competition. Tell us what it's all about.
So the soup competition, when I was doing the story today, it just sounded so exciting. It's at the Joy Soup Kitchen here in Greenville. And so it kicks off on Friday. So they're warming up the kitchen now, getting ready. And so last year they had 31 participants in the soup competition, and it ranged from doctors and lawyers and local business owners, homeless, anybody could enter that wanted to. And so all they do is bring their own ingredients. They cook in the kitchen there at Joy Soup Kitchen. And then people come in, there's 6 judges, and they taste the soup until February 28th, I believe, is the very last day. And that's where they choose a winner. The winner wins $300, and they get their name on the Joy Soup Kitchen Soup Competition winner plaque. And so it just sounded so fun. And over at the Joy Soup Kitchen, they really are doing a lot to try to give back to the community, more than I thought that they were. I mean, my mind was just opened a whole lot more today. And so it's very exciting what they're doing over there and heating up the kitchen for the soup competition to kick off on Friday.
Absolutely. I love that. And $300 to go and make soup, not only just for a competition, but they're making it to feed, the hungry here in Eastern North Carolina. I mean, that's just like a beautiful competition. You can't get any better than that, too.
Absolutely. And like the money that is being saved. So the chairman of the board that's actually hosting the soup competition, he said that usually that's like 2 months of ingredients that they don't have to buy right there, because the people that are entering the competition, they buy all their ingredients and make the soup. So the soup kitchen is really saving money from the ingredients. And so the money that's being saved is actually adding to the facility, and they're doing more for the community. They're expanding the facility. Before it was a Joy Soup Kitchen, it was a medical facility. So all the rooms are still right there set up. So what he's going to do is he's going to update the rooms. And so there's going to be an opportunity for the locals and the community in need to actually have a medical facility right there that they can walk into. It's a free clinic that's going to open. He's planning on opening it. And so those in need can have medical care as well.
That is amazing. That is really amazing. And I've been to Joy Soup Kitchen and talked with the manager, and you're right, the work they do there is just absolutely amazing. The work they do for the community, and not only, in feeding people, they do so many other events as well, which is just so awesome. So thank you so much for covering that. I think that is the coolest thing. That makes me really hungry for soup now. And I'm like thinking about what I'm going to get for dinner, and it has to be soup now. So.
Oh yeah. When he was talking about it, he's like, there's pizza soup, loaded baked potato, New England clam chowder. It was like everything you could think of. And so it was around lunchtime when I was interviewing him. So I was like, oh my gosh, my
stomach is growling in between the interview.
So
Oh, I love it. And then let's talk about, you also did another story kind of, looking into if there were any possible discrepancies, speaking with local officials when it comes to masks, and, if they believe that, certain facilities should mandate certain masks compared to others. So talk to us about that aspect as well.
Yeah, a health official over at Vidant Medical Center, he said right now they're still looking into the issue. We know Omicron is in Pitt County, so they're seeing if people should wear other forms of masks rather than just cloth face coverings. So it's recommended that the KN95 mask may protect you better, so wear that, as there is a spike here in Pitt County with the Omicron variant. But he said it's really kind of black and white right now. They're still trying to do their research, as well as keeping the staff there as safe as possible through this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us about your stories. Now let's get a little personal because, again, this is your very first time on Reporter's Notebook, a great opportunity to kind of introduce yourself a little bit to some of our viewers here. So you are from North Carolina, but you actually came from literally across the pond in England. So tell us about that. That is so cool.
I did. So I'm originally from Forest City, North Carolina, in Rutherford County, west part of the state. And then I kind of bounced around everywhere in North Carolina growing up. Went and got my undergrad at William Peace University in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then straight from graduation, I hopped on a plane and went to get my graduate degree in London. And so I was in London through the whole pandemic. And then realized I eventually wanted to make my way back home. I love North Carolina. The state's just amazing, and being near family is also great. And so the opportunity came to work as an MMJ here at WNCT, so I hopped on it and hopped on another plane and came straight back to North Carolina. So came from London, but originally from North Carolina, so glad to be back in North Carolina. I've never lived on the east side of the coast before, so I'm really excited to just be here and be in Greenville and tell the stories of Eastern North Carolina.
Absolutely. Well, we are so happy to have you. So happy to have you. And I want to get a little, I got to ask you some weather questions because I've been, complaining about the weather for so long. I'm from Virginia, which really isn't that far away, right? But the past couple years, we haven't gotten a lot of snow here in Eastern North Carolina. I've been crossing my fingers. I've been praying. I've been flushing ice cubes down the toilet, as we did as like kids and stuff. So are you more of like a bring on the warm weather, or are you like all here for the snow? Because I am all here for the snow.
Snow all the way.
Yes.
I love snow. As long as it's winter, I want to see snow. I don't know, it's just beautiful. It's refreshing. It's something different. And so I love that North Carolina has all 4 seasons, but when it's winter, I really look forward to snow. I get pumped up whenever they say there's a chance of flurries or anything like that. It's just so exciting to me.
I know. And we had a little bit earlier this week, which just was like, I was like, all right, that's all I need. That'll hold me over until next year. That brought me enough joy. I was like taking all videos and trying to send them to our meteorologist. Like, look, it's snowing. Cause I've really been, I have not stopped talking about it for months now. So go ahead.
When it started snowing the other day, it was one of my days off. So as soon as I saw it, grabbed my coffee, grabbed my blanket, bundled up, went outside, just took it all in. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, that is a dream. And do you have like a go-to, like, wintry kind of drink, like hot cocoa, like eggnog? Is there like a go-to for you that you're like, oh, if I'm chilly and I just want to bundle up in front of, the fireplace or the TV late at night, what's your go-to winter drink?
Usually go-to up until 3 p.m. It's just black coffee. But at night, if it's very, very cold and I have like a sweet tooth, I have to have a sweet tooth, then hot cocoa it is.
I love it. And do you use the packet ones, or are you like those really fancy, like drop it in and it like melts really? I've always wanted to get one of those.
No, I just have a Swiss Miss?
I think those
K-cup.
are the best ones.
That's it.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin, for taking the time out of your day to jump in here real quick and chat with us about your stories and give a little introduction of yourself to our Reporter's Notebook viewers. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And I'm sure you guys will be seeing a lot more of her here on Reporter's Notebook. In the future, we're going to start bringing this segment back a little bit more throughout our week. So thank you again, Caitlin, and thank you guys for staying tuned for another edition of Reporter's Notebook, and we will see you next time.